Hey guys, in this video we're going to continue with the resources, and first we're going to create Pickaxe and then we're going to create animation for mining. For Pickaxe we need to go to Fab, so open your Fab, search for Pickaxe, and there will be a bunch of assets we could use. So there is this one that is free, it's old Pickaxe. Click on it, add to project, and then I'm going to rename this to Pickaxe _sn. Rename this folder to Pickaxe _sm. Sorry, just Pickaxe. And then transfer it to meshes. Right, now we can create blueprint from it. So go to your blueprint and items, and from items BP we're going to create a child blueprint class, which will be Pickaxe _BP. And in it we will set static mesh to Pickaxe, and we don't actually have to create it in the data table because this will just be used when we're mining. So let's actually check how big it is. Alright, it is good size. So now let's create the socket on the player. So select the mesh and double click here on skeletal mesh asset. I'm going to go to skeleton, and here let's find maybe hand, right hand. So scroll down, tie, upper arm, hand right, and in the hand right I'm going to right click and I'm going to add socket, and this will be for tools. If you want to have a little bit more precision, you can create one for each tool. So if you're going to have an axe, you can create a separate one because it might be slightly bit different. But I'll just try to position it and add pivots so it would be at the same position. So now in the tools we can do add preview asset, which will be Pickaxe. We'll position it in the hand. Turn off the snapping. My camera is a little bit too fast. Slow it down, and there we go. Maybe a bit higher up, like that. Yeah, that will work. Don't worry about it too much, we'll still have to position it in the animation a little bit differently. So now we have this done. We can go to Arena and we can now create the animation from it. So open your testing sequence or your sequence, whatever your name is. I do have old animation here, so I'm going to remove it. I think I do have still two of the idle ones behind each other, so I'm going to remove the second one because I don't want to have that there now. And go back to animation, and here I'm going to select this asset, add actor to sequence, add idle, and we need to start animating it. Before I actually do that, it would be easier if you can see the mining peak, so you can see the location and rotation. So for that, let's drag out one of these pickaxes, and here you can just attach it to this idle, so just drag it on top of it, and here select the socket, which will be tools, and it will attach it to that socket, and then reset the location and rotation. There we go. And now we can create animation with the pickaxe in hand. So back to animations. You can select 60 frames or 30 frames, whatever you want for your animation. I will do like 30, and I'll just do basically swing and then back. But first we need to set the starting position, which will be with the pickaxe above your head, and then it will go down and it will go up again to starting position. So in the first one we need to Again, let's select all of the keys apart from these first three, key it in, and then turn on create automatic keys. And then let's position the hands and everything so it would look actually we're going to swing the pickaxe. So for this arm, for example, I'm going to rotate it slightly, then move it up like that, like that. And I'm going to select this one. This is all on the first frame, by the way. So this is the default position that we will have. And obviously we want to go further behind, something like that. And then maybe a bit towards this side. Now I'll position the second arm. So up here, rotate it. So this will have to be above the head. And a bit further in, like that. This one, rotate it, and then just place it down. And then here, I'm going to just move it closer to that arm. Just need to play with it so it actually looks decent. So arms not on top of each other, but it will be one after the other, so like that. Alright, and now I got both of the arms on the pickaxe. You can see the pickaxe is not really straight. So what we can do now is go back to SK mannequin. And I'm going to maybe move it here. And then so we can see it, just select this. It's going to be too small. You kind of need two screens for this. I can't do it on a video, but you want to rotate it like this now. And I unchecked it, so tools. And you want to rotate it, as you can see here, so the pickaxe will be straight when we're animating. Save it. And now what we can do is close the fingers around it. So select all the fingers, which is these green dots. Hold Control. Select something else. Index, middle finger. And this one as well. Don't worry about the thumb, just do the top 4 fingers. And then you can rotate them and close it, but as you can see my pickaxe doesn't fit again, so we'll position it better. Let's close the second arm first, so select this one. I need to slow down my camera again. This one, and this one, and we're going to close it. And now we'll probably have to position this pickaxe again, so I'm just going to search for tools. And I'm going to move it down, is it? No. One of the directions, so it's fits. Tools. This is obviously easier if you don't do it on the video with one screen and you have to, so you can actually have this on one and it's not so small. So like this, I'll position it now. Now it's perfectly in the hands. And we also want to maybe bend over a little bit, so backward. So we'll select these 3 spines, and this is leaning too much, so maybe lean a little bit. This head, just lean backwards, and obviously we want to maybe have legs a little bit further apart, but if you select one of these cubes, it's hard to position it forward and backward because it will go in the air, because it's attached to the body, so you can't stretch it too much. But what we can do is select the body itself. So here you can select the body, go lower. Now we'll bend the knees, and then one of the legs, select this cube again, which is quite hard to select, but it's the foot IK, and move it maybe forward and sideways. And then this one, again the foot IK, not the roll. Why doesn't let me select? There we go. And this one, move back maybe. Something like this. Then you can play with the knees so it kind of looks good. Maybe spread out a little bit. This doesn't actually look like a good stance. So like this. Not. Maybe not as forward. There we go. Yeah, that could be the starting position. And now we want to swing the axe. So on the frame 15, in a half of the animation, we're going to basically swing everything down. We could select arms together, because if you do one at a time, it will move in a different way. So one of them will lag behind maybe and stuff, because it has different rotation and stuff. So best thing to do is to select all these big bones, at least these 4, which is the shoulder bones and the elbow, and then you rotate them together. So bring them down like that. Bring them down like that, and then it will mark it for you, and also the elbows. No, elbows, that's not elbows, wrists. Select them both and bring them down so it kind of rotates. But then the pickaxe is still quite high because we're leaning backwards, so we need to select the spines, these bones, and rotate forward. That. Maybe even the hips. And also lean into swing, so your ass is not on the same position, maybe a little bit sideways. And then you can select the arms again and bring them back even more. Just a bit weird because here the elbows look a little bit disjointed. Maybe you move it to this position. The same with this one. So it's kind of like this. I don't really like this elbow here sticking out. So again, I'm going to just move it a bit further down. And I think that rotates a little bit better. And then we need to fit it in the other arm as well. So here, just just position it better. And obviously if you want to have it really nice, then you know, move your legs a little bit and then just spend a little bit more time. But I just want to have a basic animation that will work, so something like this. But maybe I want to bring the pickaxe a bit further down, because if the asset is small, like this iron, it won't even reach it. So you need to rotate it as much as you can so it goes down. There we go. And I did it in the wrong frame. So like here. And now from frame this one to this one, it will be mining ore, which looks kind of alright. And now we need to go back to default position. So instead of just checking the curves and copying keys one by one, or just doing these ones that we have, we can just right click somewhere in between the keys, not on the keys itself. Here, and you're going to copy all keys, which as you can see selects these ones that you have here, and then go to frame 30, right click, and we're going to paste from history, and you got this clipboard from, and you got 1000 keys, and do just the first one. So track 0, and it should copy all of the keys. And then seems to be going fine. So now until the frame 30 goes. It also copied these keys in the middle, but it doesn't matter because our animation ends at frame 30. So now even if you check the curves, they're going back to default position. So there won't be a jump once it's looping. So we can save this, and now we can export this animation. As I said, if you want, you should maybe going to rotate the hips a little bit more. Or is it doing? No, actually it's fine. Now we can export it, so scroll up, right click on idle, bake animation sequence again, and then save it in the animations as mining export. And now we have a mining animation. So we can close this sequencer. And now to test it out, we can go to player. Let's make a montage from it first. So animations, mining, right click, create any montage. And this will be the same. Open it up. Here in the montage section, just select this box next to default, so it actually loops. And then in the player itself, we can now select mining animation, compile and save. That will be playing and looping. Now if you go next to this and start mining, you can see we're playing animation, and then destroy the iron ore. But we also need to spawn the pickaxe in the hand, so it looks better. And first, let's go to resource, and I'm going to remove destroy actor so we can test it out a few times. Event graph, here destroy actor, just delete it for now. And then again in the player, before this montage, move this back. And before this montage, we're going to spawn actor from class. This will be our pickaxe. Again, we can do selection for tools, or we can do switch, because I think switch will be better, because on gathering you don't actually want to spawn anything unless you want like a sickle or something. I don't think I'm going to have a tool for that, so I'm just going to do switch. And this will be doing it for mining and logging. And here we will do select. which will be again the same resource type, and on mining we will select pickaxe, and then on logging you would select chopping axe. And gathering, we won't actually do this. Gathering, we'll just go to play montage, and after we spawn actor, we also going to, let's redirect this. So after we create the actor, we need to attach it. So attach actor to component. Component will be our mesh. We have it here. That will be parent, and target will be this one. We should also keep the reference so we can destroy it. So promote to variable, and this will be tool reference. And then disconnect this one and connect it directly. Snap to target. Socket name will be tools. Here we need spawn transform, so make transform. Doesn't matter what you do here because then we're attaching it to actor anyway, so you can just do location like 500 so it's not spawning on the player, doesn't cause some collision. And then instigator shouldn't be asking us this. Why is it asking me for instigator? We can just do okay, wait. So just compile it a few times if that happens. And now we have this set up, so we're attaching it. And then once we stop playing animation montage, we need to check if this tool reference, right click, convert to validated get. If it's valid, we're going to destroy actor. And we're going to, just in case, empty reference, so we don't keep any references in a player that are not being used. So leave it empty. And here I didn't set it. Actor object reference, pickaxe object reference. All right, okay. So this will have to be, remove this part, and this will have to be actor. So regular actor object reference, change variable type. It doesn't let us add it there because we have a select with different classes. So this will be actor, and then we can set it here. And continue attach actor to components, and now we can do get to, right click, convert to validated get is valid, destroy actor, and empty the reference. Snap to target on all of them, tools. That should be all fine. So let's see. There we go, we got pickaxe, we are mining. This is going too fast, by the way. So in the resource, construction event graph, I'm going to slow down this function. So 0.002. So that will be almost double the time, more than double. There we go, that's better. Hides the pickaxe, it all works fine. And now we can also add the sound, and we're also only going to add the sound when we on that 15th frame of the animation. So inside the montage, we're going to right click next to notify tracks, add notify, and this will be montage notify, so we can play it from the montages. add it to frame 15, which is the point that we're actually on the lowest point with the pickaxe. And this will be gather sound. We're going to copy this, and then actually, in all fairness, it doesn't need to be gather sound because it's mining or animation only, mining montage. So this will be mining sound. Copy this. Let's go back to player, and here on this play montage node, that's why I told you don't do play anim montage, because we need these notifies. We're going to switch on name, and that will let us add our custom pins. So as default pin we will uncheck, then we will add pin which will be mining sound. So if we will uncheck it here, on notify begin. So any notify that begins, it will check the name. If it's the mining sound, we're going to play sound. We can do add location. We do have this actor location here. You can either, let's just drag it there. So this will be the location that it will be playing at. And the sound I have included in the description of the video. There is also a license for it because it's from Freesound, and I named it mining sound. So add that, and that should be all. Yeah, cool. And now if we play this, I don't know if you can hear it because my volume is down now, but you should be recording it from the game itself. So every time the pickaxe is down now, it's mining. Right, and that's pretty much it. So I'm not going to do logging or gathering. For gathering, I might actually download some animation that I saw somewhere, and it's just basically going like on your knees or something, or dropping down and then doing something. I might show you how to play a part of the montage looping, so you can actually do two parts of it, and in first part you will go down, and in second part you will just do something with your hands over and over until you pick it up. But that's pretty much it. For chopping wood, I'm not going to do it on the video because it's the same thing as mining. You just need to do it from the side, and it's the same thing. And then obviously here on the switch, you just need to add pin, and with different montages that will play when it actually reaches that notify, it will play different sounds. Right? So that is it for this part. And in next one, what I want to do is actually spawning the resource. So I'll see you then. Bye.